Good evening, and welcome back to my Midnight Spook Show here on the Horror Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and I figured I would do a quick movie review before I went to bed. I've been on a Terminator kick here lately. I've been watching all the Terminator films a bunch of times. The first two have always been two of my favorite movies ever made. The original 1984 film might actually be my favorite movie ever made because I loved it. It was my childhood favorite, and I grew up watching it. And I saw all the sequels in the theaters, and I love that franchise. So I probably should be reviewing the original Terminator since I haven't yet. But I feel like it's not the time yet. I need to put a lot of effort into that. I need to spend a lot of time on that review. So yeah, it's not quite the time yet because that review's got to be done properly. So let's review a movie I'm not quite as passionate about. As most of you probably know, being a horror fan, I'm a huge fan of Charles Band. And Charles Band, founder of Wizard Video and Empire Pictures and, of course, Full Moon Productions, is a huge fan of killer toys. Yeah, evil dolls and tiny monsters, and he's really into that sort of thing. I feel like Demonic Toys is one of the better movies featuring that premise. Not quite as good as or as iconic as some of the early Puppet Master films or Dolls, for that matter, but this is definitely one of the better ones. Very fun movie, and I feel like it's kind of overlooked. So anyway, let's get right in. Released in 1992, I believe, or 93, somewhere around there, and directed by Peter Manoogian, I don't know. And of course produced by Charles Band, and I think he might have came up with the story too, or it had something to do with the writing anyway. Because I know David S. Goyer, that's right, the David S. Goyer wrote it. Isn't that funny? Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, Demonic Toys, very fun movie. And the premise isn't quite as redundant as you would think. You think, oh, I've seen Puppet Master, I've seen Dolls, I've seen, all those other little monster movies and killer doll movies. I'm sure this is more of the same, but no, it's actually a little different. Let's begin with the premise. Basically, Tracy Scoggins' character, Judith Gray, and her partner have cornered some arms dealers in a warehouse, a toy store, a toy warehouse, a warehouse filled with children's playthings. And basically, her partner's killed, and one of the arms dealers is killed, and she's left to face off against the other criminal, along with a chicken delivery boy, a delivery driver who works for a chicken restaurant, a security guard who works in the warehouse, and a teenage runaway who's been hiding out in the warehouse for some reason. I guess, I don't know, she ran away from her home, and now she's like squatting, living in the warehouse. So yeah, they're like the main characters. They're the human characters. And come to find out, upon one of the arms dealer's blood being spilled, an ancient demon is resurrected, taking the form of a young boy played by Daniel Cherney. He's been awakened. Years and years ago, he was trying to be born in a demonic body, like an infant. Really looks like the cover of the Black Sabbath album Born Again, I might add. But he died at birth, and he was buried, and years later they built this toy warehouse on top of it, and now the blood's awakened him, and he's brought some of the toys to life as his demonic minions. He's given them the power to hunt down our main characters. And the toys consist of baby Oopsie Daisy, who's easily my favorite toy, foul-mouthed little baby doll who's really hilarious, Teddy, basically a demonic teddy bear, Jack Attack, a Jack-in-the-Box, and Robot. Yeah, those are our toys. Yeah, baby Oopsie Daisy, Teddy, Jack Attack, and Toy Robot. Yeah, very creative name, I know. I couldn't have came up with that if I tried. But anyway, yeah, they're the main toys. There's some other toys, too, that come alive briefly, but those are like the main four. And the Demon Master, as I believe he's called, played by Daniel Cherney, controls them. He's their master. So it's a little more original, a little more unique of a premise than you'd think. Not just toys coming to life. There's a little more to it. The Demon Master is trying to resurrect himself in a new body. He wants to take over Judith Gray's unborn son. She's actually pregnant. It turns out that her partner who got killed is actually the father of her unborn baby. her unborn child. So the Demon Master wants to be reborn using her pregnancy as a vessel. So, so that's the basic premise. So yeah, there's a lot of toys killing and eating people, and trying to make sacrifices, and the Demon Master trying to be reborn. So that's about it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty much what you would expect, but there's a little more to it than you'd think too. It's not totally predictable. It's a lot of fun, and as far as killer toy movies go, I think this is actually one of my favorites. And the Demon Master, played by Daniel Cherney, I usually don't like evil kids. Evil children movies kind of irritate me. I like Damien from the Omen movies, but usually evil kids just irritate me for some reason, but Daniel Cherney actually does a good job. I'm pretty sure it's not his voice. I'm pretty sure he's dubbed he's got a deeper voice actor, or it's like, uses a device or something, but yeah, I actually like him. I think he makes a really good villain. And yeah, the toys are really cool too. They're a lot of fun to watch, especially Baby Oopsie Daisy, the foul-mouthed. He's the only one that talks, and yeah, he's hilarious. He's kind of like Chucky, because he's got a foul mouth and makes wise cracks when he goes after his victims. Yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend you check it out. The acting's pretty good. Tracy Scoggins does a good job. Bentley Mitchum, who you might recognize from Sometimes They Come Back. He was one of the teens, the demonic teens who came back from the dead to torment Tim Matheson's character. And he returns here. He's the chicken delivery boy. And yeah, everybody does a good job. The criminal, the guy who Tracy Scott's character is after. He does a good job. So yeah, everybody's fine. The special effects are not bad. Sometimes there's parts where Jack Attack will be like biting somebody, and it just looks like they put fake blood like over top their flesh. They could have done a better job with that, but it gets the job done. Sorry. The old lady's doing some laundry. My woman there. But anyway, yeah, pretty good acting, okay special effects, very fun movie. It probably could have benefited from a slightly bigger budget, but it gets the job done. But anyway, I recommend you check it out. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this one, but it's entertaining. It's a good way to kill a good hour and a half. And I think the toys are pretty cool. They're pretty interesting. They all have their own personalities and their unique traits and everything. So they can do things that each one can do something that the others can't. I think the Teddy. One thing is interesting about the Teddy is he takes his bow tie off and he grows into a big, large grizzly. Actually, a person in a costume. And he grows huge. He's like the size of a man. He gets scarier and more demonic throughout the movie. He gets more ferocious. He starts out looking like an ordinary teddy bear, and then he just gets creepier and creepier, which I think was a nice touch. But yeah, as I said, Baby Oopsie Daisy is by far my favorite. Anyway, yeah, this movie was followed by a few sequels, and it's actually part of a cinematic universe. That's right, you heard me right, a cinematic universe. So basically, the first sequel, Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. Yeah, every sequel is a crossover, like I said. Now, this not only is a crossover between Demonic Toys and Dollman, it's also a sequel to Bad Channels as well. Basically, yeah, Dollman returns from this movie, Dollman, to battle the Demonic Toys. This time the Teddy is absent and is replaced by Action Figure, another really creative name. Baby Oopsie Daisy returns, this time voiced by Frank Welker, and as usual was a riot, a lot of fun. And Nurse Ginger returns from Bad Channel. She's tiny, she's about Dollman's size, even though Nurse Ginger in Bad Channels was returned to her full normal size at the end, and it was actually Bunny, I believe, that stayed shrunken. So yeah, continuity error there. I think it's just they couldn't get the actress back who played Bunny, and the actress who played Nurse Ginger was available, so they made it Ginger. But yeah, who really cares? Elaine isn't really going to pay enough attention to even really care. So yeah, it's a sequel to 3 different movies. Basically, yeah. So, cinematic universe. But yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. It's very short. It's only like an hour long. Tim Thomerson's always awesome. I love him in the Trancers movies. He plays Brick Bardo, aka Dollman. Jack Death and Brick Bardo are probably my 2 favorite characters he's played, and he's a lot of fun, and it's really cool seeing him face off against the toys, and it's hilarious. This one's even taken even less seriously than the first movie. But there's a kind of a twist involving Judith Gray, Tracy Scott's character, returning that some might see as kind of a middle finger to fans of the first film. But I'm cool with it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to kill an hour. Then, of course, there was Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, which is a crossover with obviously the Puppet Master series, and but it doesn't really share any actual continuity with the Demonic Toys movies or the Puppet Master movies. It's kind of its own thing. Yeah, it doesn't really follow any of the other movies. The toys this time kind of look like crap. I don't really care for their designs. And the puppets don't really they seem kind of lifeless. This could have benefited from a better budget as well. I think it was like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie made for TV. And Corey Feldman's in it too, so deal with that when you will. But it's okay, I guess. It's, slightly amusing, but it's not nearly as fun as the first two movies, or any of the Puppet Master movies for that matter. So I don't really recommend this one, but, if you're interested in seeing... it was a good idea, anyway. I'd love to. Yeah, I always thought that actually, way before this came out, I always thought that Demonic Toys and the Puppet Master puppets should face off in a movie. But I think they could have done a better job than this. Honestly, this wasn't really what I was looking for when it came to that. But yeah, not as good as the Puppet Master movies or the Demonic Toys movies. It was kind of mostly a letdown. But again, it's okay. I guess it's mildly amusing. Just know that you're not going to be in for. Don't expect too much. Then, of course, there's a final installment, Demonic Toys 2, and this one was really bad. This is easily my least favorite of the Demonic Toys movies. And if you're wondering, this one was a crossover as well. It crossed over with Hideous. Yeah, that's right, the lead villain from Hideous, even though he clearly died at the end of this movie, somehow returns in this one, but he has a scarred face. I guess that explains how he survived just with a scarred face. Yeah, right, I'm calling BS on that one, but I don't think anybody's even really going to care enough, so who cares? Yeah, this one wasn't very good. I don't recommend this one at all. I've only been able to watch this once, so I remember very little about it. I just remember being very disappointed. The voice of Baby Oopsie Daisy this time I didn't think was nearly as good as in the others. Yeah, it's only Baby Oopsie Daisy and Jack Attack Return. They're just some new toy, some demonic-looking thing, and yeah, this wasn't very good. And it doesn't really connect to the first movie very well at all. And Baby Oopsie Daisy has some stitched look. They put him or her together at the beginning from pieces. It's sewed him or her back together. It's a her in the first movie, and it's a him in the other two, and it's a her again in this one. So I guess it's kind of ambiguous. He's androgynous, gender confused, but yeah. So people might kind of be reminded of Chucky there with the stitched look. So and I don't even know why they put him back together. I don't even remember. I guess in the first movie he was destroyed, but yeah, who cares? This movie was pretty much garbage. They could have done better. So yeah, it'd be cool to get a true Demonic Toys sequel someday. But because I consider this as stupid as it is, I consider this the true Demonic Toys sequel. It's ridiculous as hell, but it's a lot of fun. It's very cheesy, and it's very campy and over the top. But Tim Thomerson's awesome as always, and it's pretty cool seeing him team up with Judith Gray from the first movie and return to battle the Demonic Toys. So, because he's about their size and he can fit into the same places they do, and they air vents and stuff. So, I consider it the true sequel. But yeah, anyway, when it comes to Demonic Toys, I would stick with these two movies, and I would avoid the others, honestly. They're not very good. Alright guys, well, I think that's just about all I wanted to say about Demonic Toys, and I hope you enjoyed my little educational portion involving the Demonic Toys, Dollman, Bad Channels, Puppet Master, Hideous cinematic universe they had going on. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Learned something new every day. I hope you learned a lot. Alright guys, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my Midnight Spook Show here on the Horror Metal channel. And until next time.